Hello. Hi. How's it going? Yeah, we've got a Leo to build tonight. Still trying to get used to this new setup over here. Reach over and grab my phone. All right. Yo. But yeah, we're gonna get started on this Leo in just a second. Give people a little bit more time to get in here. Not hearing the music. Hello, Roxanne. Oh, the music's kicked in. Also, there's new sound alerts, so hopefully those all work the way they're supposed to tonight. I also now have the stream up on the right as well, my laptop, where I can actually see where I'm aiming things. Also, this is a hobby knife, YouTube. This is hobby knife.
I've been waiting for this.
Yes, you have. All right, so yeah, we're working on the Leo tonight. I tried to flip the cameras around and it didn't work, but there's not enough cable for one of them. I'm going to get an extension, I guess. But maybe this will work now. I have this camera moved a little bit so that it should be able to see things easier. We're going to push these paints back. Oh no, knocked them over. All right, there we go. So yeah, we're working on Leo tonight. I'm excited to work on the Leo. I think it's going to be a fun build. I think maybe we'll leave this right here just to let it view. Not that many sprues, and I was warned about this. If we finish it early enough, we'll go back to working on our Calgagar SD that is such a pain to put together. But we have it for if we need it. I'm gonna get these bags open. And then we should be able to get started. And if we get this done fast enough, then we'll work on the Calgagar until I get too frustrated to continue. Also, I'm sorry if the mic clips a lot more than normal. That cable is dying. I have a new one on the way, and hopefully it will be here for too much longer. But I did not record any new videos because I don't want to record with the flicking mic, if at all possible. So, it'll all work out. And yeah, it's just 3 sprues really. I guess 5 total. So it shouldn't be too bad here. Alright, that's for later. So we're going to start right here. These portions of the leg. Let's go ahead and just close this up for now. You can tell this is a newer kit because they actually have like the section for the leg here in a way that's really cool. But also been thinking about what we're going to build next, and I think it might be fun to build a build series suit next. So I'm thinking maybe the Denial Gundam will be next. Because we built a wingsuit, we built a unicorn suit, then a wingsuit, then we built the unicorn, the Barbados, then the heavy arms, then the crossbone, right? Then we had the burning, and now we're doing a Leo. So it might be fun to go back to a build style. Force, it's about time. Exactly. All right, we need 21 and 22, which are right here. Good sign, I guess. I have turned the music up a little bit. There were some people complaining last time about not really being able to hear the music. So I've turned it up. Oh, this is not the first step. There's a leg already assembled here. This has been an error. Where is the first step? Right here. The first steps are right here. We need to already have our legs before we get these. Well, this could be explained better, I think. But also, it's kind of my fault for not starting with the layout page. Oh, well. Alright, so we actually need to start with C. C14 and C15. There should be 2 sets of these. It's going to be really hard for me not to talk about the Magnus Archives tonight during the stream, because I finished the Magnus Archives right before this stream. Going in the long history of finishing things that I can't talk about right before the stream when I then have to talk for an hour and a half to 2 hours. You know, just... I like to make things difficult for myself, that's all. You say, well, Trey, why not just talk about it? Well, 2 reasons. The first is that the Season 4 review has not yet gone up on the channel, and it'd be really rude to talk about Season 5 on the channel before talking about Season 4 on the channel. And the second is because if I talk about it now, I might not be as jazzed for it when I talk about it in the review. So I will tame myself, even though that can be difficult to do. I think at some point I'm going to wind up having to move this camera over even more. Like this. So that you can see more of what I'm actually doing. Yeah, I think that's better. I have so many boom arms set up over here to be able to get everything connected where people can see clearly. You may say, but Try, it's not my name. Trey, why do all that for a show that doesn't get that many views? Because I want it to. And I want it to look good so that people will keep watching it. And also, for the people that watch it already, I want it to look good. Because, you know, you deserve it to look good. And also, for when I do specific videos that use this layout over here, I want those to look good. So, you know. Dun, 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 dun. Just let me know if the music's too loud. I think I've got it at a pretty good volume right now, where it's still kind of quiet, but low enough that it won't interrupt discussions. Because this space is also one that I can do unboxings for. Or I can use for unboxings, you know? If I build some terrain, I can show that off over here. There's a lot of things I can do with this space now that it's set up. And I'm excited to do. I actually have a video coming up soon that I probably would have already recorded if the mic wasn't dying. That needs this space. I left the door open too, so we might get a visitor in the form of Laurent or Simba. I left it open just in case, because I know people like cats. And I know they like coming to see me. But I also fed them a little bit ago. Just a couple hours ago, so they might be sleepy right now. But we'll see. City of Tears, huh? That's right. Makes sense. 6 out of 7 dwarfs are in fact not happy. These are interesting to cut. Alright. Also get A30, and we'll trim these up and put the next part of these feet together. Here. We are going to need A31, but we're going to hold off. Because we got to clean all the parts we already made. Hi. Is Rugrid not happy? Is that the reference we're making there, Will? I think he's pretty happy. He wasn't happy with Char's counterattack. That's for sure. Also, hi. There we go. Supposedly there's some other variants of like the dad bot or dad joke bot that I can get installed into Nightbot. And I feel like that would be a good thing. I feel like people would like that, but I gotta vet them first to make sure they're okay. Don't get us demonetized. Which again, I'll say, for YouTube's sake, this is a hobby knife. This is for hobby work. Oh, you meant Laurent. Yeah, get you. I understand. I understand. I forgot we had changed Laurent's name to Rundgren. That's right. No, he definitely wasn't happy with Char's counterattack, though. He's a little upset with me on that one. And he had right to be. Yeah, the mic it's dying. I've ordered a new cable. The mic itself is fine. The mic it's great. It's in no problem whatsoever. But the cable that connects it to... The cable that connects my VLC box... VLC is not the right term. What is it? The cable that connects the microphone box to the computer is dying. And my microphone is struggling because of it. I've got a new one ordered, but it didn't come in time. There we go. 2 shoes. Make sure I have... Do it. I think I have everything closed that will give me back enough RAM that hopefully it won't fizz out too much. It seems to be that whenever my computer is struggling with RAM is when it fizzes even more. But yeah, there's a bunch of new sound alerts. I added them earlier in the week, and I mentioned it earlier in the week that there was a surprise with them, but I didn't want to say anything about them until they were done. Because there is a delay when they're added before they can be used. Thanks for the follow there.
No, that's a lot
Boy,
of damage.
Bob the Builder. Appreciate that. Bob the Builder, I'm sorry. Said that name wrong. I apologize. Alright, then we need B15. Again, I apologize for any trouble with my mic. I've ordered a cable that should fix it. It normally doesn't sound like this. I normally sound a lot worse. Okay. But we're working on the Leo. This is a mass production Oz suit from Gundam Wing. You're testing them, I don't blame you. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of new ones. I think I added 7 new ones in total. I guess 9 if we, well, 10 if we count WoW, Emotional Damage, and Disappointed. So, it's quite a few new ones. Hopefully give everybody some more fun stuff to play with. And I'm going to keep adding more. Sound Alerts has a 500.
Roger, roger.
Yeah. Sound Alerts has a limit of 500. So, we got a ways before we get them all. So if anybody has any requests, you know, just let me know. Alright. Again, you should be able to see fine with the new layout, but if for any reason you can't see very well, let me know and I will see what I can do to fix it. Because I can't get rid of my big ol' hands, unfortunately. That's not an option. There we go.
I've been waiting for this.
I have been waiting for this indeed. Sorry, you gotta say it the way he does. You can't just go, I've been waiting for this. Alright. So it goes. Oh, whoops. That's on me. I wasn't paying attention where that goes. That's right. That's right. We got the God Gundam guarding the paints. Yeah, we alternate every Friday. We either build or paint. Haha. Oh no, that was right. That was supposed to go down there. Okay, yeah, I did it right the first time. Last week we finished painting our Death Guard kill team. And so this week we are working on the Leo. But next week we're going to start on the Eldari Corsairs kill team. The Void Scarred Reavers. And I got a plan for them. It hasn't fully come together yet, but I want to do them in Captain Harlock colors in honor of Leiji Matsumoto. I think that'd be fun. Okay. We got those done. Next up, we need the A parts. I think he might just be there to make sure the paints don't try to run.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed. I think I need to bring We Shall See up volume-wise a little bit. A little quiet compared to the others. Alright. 28 and 29. We gotta do that twice still as well, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking for our next suit, after we finish the Leo, we might go with the Denial Gundam from Build Fighters Try. Or the GM Cardigan. I really love the GM Cardigan. And we haven't built a build suit yet here on this channel. But I think that might be a fun, with build Metaverse being announced and everything, that might be a fun thing to dip into. Though we're about to hit Stardust Memory for the channel as well, in reviewing Gundam, so I don't know, it might be worth. I've heard Dark said some really rough things about the GPO suits that make them seem like they might not be very good kits to build. And so, I don't know. We might hold off on that. Although I would love to get South Burning's GM. That would be really cool. Alright, let's do this right. Go. Don't think I'm going to be able to clean that up without making that look worse. They're well-loved builds? Okay. It might be worth... I don't currently have any, but it might be worth picking one up and digging into that soon. Because we'll probably be on Stardust Memory for 2 to 3 weeks, if I had to guess. there's 12 episodes, so hard to say. I'm so sorry about all the coughs. So you can't see it, but with the way that the office is laid out, and I could completely redo the layout for the office, but that would be running so many more cables. With the way the office is laid out, this table's right in front of the air conditioner. So I try to keep the air conditioner high so that it's not too cold. But that means that it gets pretty hot with all the studio lights on. Because I'm right in front of the thing right now. It's going to get cold if it blow right on me, you know? But might have to just go ahead and do that. All right, so we need a B12 part, but we can go ahead and put these here. Oh boy, that just comes right off, huh? I feel like you're not going to get a lot of posing out of that. But we'll see. Alright. That's a start to that. And then same way. Oh, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Same way right here. At some point, I'll do a video on the YouTube side of just like, hey, let's walk through all the Gunpla that Trace built. Just for the fun of it. I don't think that's right. Okay, that's how we did it for that foot. It was fine. That's true. That's true. Grunt suits normally are not allowed to pose very well, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's just a really poor way to connect that compared to a lot of the other feet pieces we've seen. But oh well. That's right. They're on there. I don't like it, but we'll call it good. It's really unfortunate, too, because the Bawu and the Gyan are two of my favorite mobile suits. And man, is it hard to pose the Bawu, because it's designed to be able to split in two.
Disappointed!
Disappointed indeed. And it just means that half the time it just falls off. Before we do that video on the YouTube side of like, let's check out all the Gunpla that Trace built, though, I want to get a new shelf for them. Because right now they're kind of scattered across the house. I have some in the kitchen. I have some in the office. And I want them to, you know, look nice wherever they're set up. All right, Restream. I appreciate you telling me the chat's ready. Get the Deltoffs. Look, those things are really cool. Those things are really cool. All right. So now we move on to right leg. That's where we were right here when I actually, this was the start of the instructions. So we'll clean these off now. Yeah, the Deltoffs definitely seem really cool. Only thing I'm worried about is there are many cats in this house because my wife loves cats. And I'm worried that the cats might try to climb them and knock them down. Just last night I had to get up out of bed because the cats knocked over the trash can. And if the cats broke my Gunpla, I would be very upset. Alright, so this is for the right leg. So like right now, the Gunpla that are in here anyway, are on top of multiple shelves with boxes holding them up. A solid class cab with door 5 foot tall. Well, yeah, that might be harder for them to get in there then. I've always heard people swear by those things. $25. Man, that's a tiny piece. Okay. It's right there. If I tell my wife that it is for work, then there should be no problem in buying them, right? Don't tell her I said that. She's going to watch this later, so it's not going to matter. She's going to have heard me say that. Oh boy, this is an interesting fit. It shows it with the nub sticking out. There it goes. Okay. Enclosed 4-tier glass cab. Yeah, I mean, for $60, I didn't realize they were that cheap. I've been thinking about shells for a while, but I just started trying to redo the office. Having some of those in here would be really nice. Because right now I have a bunch of posters on the wall that show up behind me on the podcast. But the problem with posters is that eventually they peel and it doesn't look good. So I think I'm going to have my Kamen Rider belts up on the wall instead. And if I had some Deltoff shelves to put back there, that'd probably look pretty nice behind it. Probably look pretty clean. And then people would be able to see my Gunplunder and the podcast too. Not a bad idea. 16-inch square, that's pretty good. Wonder why the... I see. Okay, just like that. And then these are the pieces that go over it. That makes perfect sense. I did not get that cleaned as well as I want to. I like the Leo a lot. It's one of my favorite grunts. It's a shame that it kind of gets overshadowed almost immediately because it does not hold a candle to the Gundams when it's introduced. Already. It's not like a Leo can really hurt any of the 5 main Gundams in Wing when it's introduced. I guess through, like, what's the word? Concentrated fire? I guess so. The only thing I think that has less of a chance of really doing much damage, I mean, the Ares, when it came in at Wu Fei in, like, episode 2, there was no chance, you know? Leo's a nerf tall geese? Yeah. I think, honestly, my biggest problem with it is the way that Wing is written, where it makes the Gundams seem almost, like, unstoppable at the start, which I get. They're Gundams, right? But... oh, yeah, okay. Right, sorry, I zoned out for a second there. I was looking at the leg completely the wrong way. Where, like, Zaku's were still a threat to First Gundam, you know? And that kind of continues with it. 00 has the same problem, where at first there's just no chance, right? And then very soon they start getting better alternatives. But I like the Leos a lot. Just wish they got more respect. It's also been a long time. Yeah, 00 is the same way. It's been a long time since I've seen Wing. I'm excited for us to get to Wing for the channel. We're slowly working my way through. My co-host on the Tuesday podcast and Thursday podcast and on MMO Mondays that we do on Monday has never seen Gundam. And so we're slowly working him through all of Gundam in chronological order. And we just finished F91 and reviewed that. Or we haven't reviewed it yet. We've finished watching F91 Thursday, and we'll review it Tuesday. And then we'll start on Stardust Memory. Alright, that's one leg. That's the right leg. Now for the left leg. Unless you're Graham, that's very true. Yeah, I feel like that's baked into the DNA of Gundam almost now of, you know, well, I think Zeta's maybe the best example of it, right? Because they get the Mark II, and very clearly the right choice for the Mark II's pilot is Quattro Bajeena. He's right there. He's an ace pilot. Everybody really knows who he is, you know? But the conversation always goes, well, he might be a new type, and if he's a new type, then he's just going to be better than everybody else. And in F91, you see it again with Seabook, where it's like, Birgit is a trained pilot, he's right there, and they go, well, yeah, no, but Seabook's probably a new type, so just put him in there. And I think it's just the idea of we need that young protagonist to appeal to children that then winds up being just, hey, it's a trope now. And so we stick with it no matter what. Couldn't remember what song this was, but now I do. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, he's totally not Char, right? Totally not. When this blonde guy shows up that has the exact same hair color as Char, and he's got Char's 2 co-pilots with him, and he wears these shades to hide his face, definitely not Char. Actually, like, a really funny, dumb piece of trivia is that in the Universal Century, there is a, like, timeline death for Char Aznable and for Quattro Bajeena. They both have their own deal. And you might say, well, that's spoilers. That they die. Well, no, I'm talking like late UC, where everybody's dead from First Gundam anyway. Come on. I think I'm putting it in backwards. Why? This is an unfortunate decision. That's not good. I don't know where that went, and it's very small. It just, like, popped out when I closed the piece back together. Alright, you're gonna have to give me a second. I'm gonna look for it real quick, but I'm only gonna look for a second. If I can't find it, then we'll just move on. My setup is very precarious, but I did try to dig, almost knocked everything over. I don't see it, so we're just going to keep going, and if I find it during the week, we'll put it on there. If not, I'll find it at some point while I'm overhauling everything. If Choo Choo punched someone in Season 2? Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I'm excited for Witch from Mercury. I think there could be some really cool stuff come from there. I'm actually, like, really upset I don't see that piece anyway. I'm gonna be down here in a few hours just like crawling across the ground, running my hands across the carpet. Oh well, I guess. It's unfortunate, but it's happened to us all at some point. Much as we might not want to admit it. Alright, let's go ahead and get all the rest of the parts for this leg done. E11. Yeah, I have high hopes for Witch from Mercury Season 2. I really do. Alright, buddy, you want to get in here and find that piece for me? It was exceptionally small. I don't have a 3D printer to print a new one if I can't find the other one. What I can do is trim off some pieces of sprue, shave them down with a sander, and then fit them in there. And it might be what I wind up having to do. We shall see. Let's do some cleanup. I don't know why I always bother to clean up pieces you're not even going to see on the inside of the model, too. But I just can't help myself. I'll know the nubs are still there, you know? Right. This part, right, we gotta first put it on here. I forgot. Unfortunately, that's gonna be outward facing, which is not ideal, but right, we don't have the ball on there yet. That would do it. I know Choo Choo got a lot of fans when she did that punch. That was pretty great. All right. Next up's the waist. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am still like running my feet across the carpet, hoping to run across that piece. I'm just ADHD enough that I'm like, you know, when I can't find a piece, it bothers me. That's true. That's true. I have a real grade Zeta that took me forever because everything on that real grade Zeta has to be trimmed. Real grade Zeta has to be perfect. Maybe that's where the habit formed. Appreciate all your help with the questions on the Deltoffs too. Bob the build. Really do. I put a long time ago, I put shelves in here that were all of different games that I've collected from over the years for different consoles. Because back in the day, that was what you did as a YouTuber. And that was probably close to 5, maybe 6 years ago. But I kind of don't care about what other people think anymore, you know? When it comes to the layouts, I kind of just want it to look the way that I would think looks really cool, you know? And I've actually been that way for a while. I've just been, you know, either too busy or too lazy. You can decide which to actually do the changes that I need to do. But I'm excited to get the belts on the wall and looking all cool, where I can easily pull them down to mess with them, but also have like the Gunpla set up. And if I assume the Delta could probably also hold 40K minis too, though right now they're on a pretty nice shelf in the hallway of the house. Restream, are you having trouble keeping connected? Is that why you keep reminding the chat that they can talk in there? Or you think people are being too quiet? Which one is it, Restream? So, pegboard wall like in 60 garages? Nice, that'd be really cool. Be able to just set them up on those stands. Action basis. You do some really cool space stuff with that too. All right, let's get into the waste. So far, Dark's been right. This has been a pretty quick build. Of course, you know, Dark's normally pretty right. Don't tell her I said that. Give her the big head. Alright, so this goes here. Just like so. I didn't quite clean that up enough. There we go. It's better. And then we have these two go right there. One thing I love about building the models is that I get a better appreciation for what's in them, like for what the parts look like and how they were put together factory-wise. Obviously, it's not one-to-one, but good old Mantis lines. All right. Okay. A little nervous about this part, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. A15. Specifically, it's the here part in the middle where you got to cut it just the right spot. It doesn't look like it's going to be hard, but I always get nervous all the same because I don't want to ruin a kit, you know? We need A16. And we need C1, but we also need A13 and A17, so we're going to go ahead and trim those off. Song's a little quiet. All right. C1. Lastly, we got to cut here. Sorry I had to cover that up where you couldn't see it, but I didn't want it to fly away like that other piece that I'm still thinking about. Only battle damage? That's very true. That's very true. That's finally what I've had to admit when painting 40K models too, is that at some point they're not going to be perfect no matter how hard I try, but I can at least, you know, roll with the punches. And sometimes I'm of that opinion with Gunpla, and then sometimes I want it to be perfect for no real reason. The camera's probably going to turn a little bit more because I keep pulling these pieces closer to myself as I'm trimming them. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Okay. Now it's assembly time. There. There. Easy enough. That's true. It's only dumb you decide it is. That's very true. And good advice, too, I think. People need to remember that. I say as I struggle to remember it. Doom, doom, doom. looks so rough right there. It doesn't necessarily look better, but it's not quite as eye-catching as the previous rough nub was. Right, A16 goes right here. Up like so. I didn't even notice this one. Put it on a shelf to get more tools or supplies down the road. That's true. I really want to get a 3D printer at some point, because there's a couple joints on some of my older models that I would really like to buff up. And if I could just print like a little thin line of plastic, I could honestly probably do it with green stuff too, but goes right there. That makes way more sense. And then this goes right there. There we go. All right, so that's the waist, and I'm assuming the next step is going to be, going to the body. It doesn't show us putting it together till the end, but I really like to put pieces together as we get them done. GB3 with no marks. Oof. Oof. That's true. There is plate. Plate. No. Okay, I caught that piece with my foot this time, which is a bad way to catch it. That is not the best designed leg that I've ever put together. There we go. But as we said, it's a grunt suit. They're not really designed to be posed. My gut says it's not going to pose very well. There we go. All right, let me get that piece. This one I was watching as it fell, so I knew where to grab it. Okay, so that's what we got so far. We're doing okay on time. We should be able to finish the sucker tonight, I think. Seven, eight. Oh, first we need C3. Okay, let's go ahead and grab A7 and A8 while we're up here. I don't think it's going to take very long to put the arms together, to be honest. Guns point out, put on shelf, winning. That's right. That's right. Well, and from a distance, people will never notice that you're missing a little part. I really want to get a Wish from Mercury kit. I know I was talking about the Denial earlier, but it might be fun to build Ariel, because I haven't built a Witch from Mercury kit yet. And my local place has an Ariel in right now. That's true. That's true. It's really hard for me to wait, though. It's not as hard for me to wait as it is for Dark, but yeah, that's true. Or Inside Out. They wouldn't even know. Also, for anybody who doesn't know, Dark doesn't want to make it to the Friday streams, but Dark is one of our community members that is here for most of our streams and is more of a Gunpla fanatic than I am by far. I have a lot. Dark has a lot more. The FM will probably be a much better build. That's true. Now, I don't know what she's doing normally on Fridays, but I've been thinking a lot about what Rungrim was talking about Thursday with the idea of making a Gundam TTRPG. I've been rolling around with ideas from that since we were talking about it. It does not want to fit in there. Gives community build night. I agree. It's just one build night every 2 weeks. Yeah, on Mondays we play MMOs. Right now we're working our way through Lotro. On Tuesdays we have our regular podcast where we just talk about all kinds of random cool news going on in the gaming and nerd world. And sometimes not cool news. On Wednesdays, Rundgren plays whatever game is voted for on Tuesdays. On Thursdays, we talk TTRPGs. And on Fridays, I either build or paint on an alternating revolving schedule. It's a system that I find has worked out pretty well. Gives us just enough versatility during the week that we don't get burned out on anything, you know? Mobile Suit Skirmish. It's free to download the rule set and pages. I'll have to look that up. Because we were looking for different ways we could run one. And Lancer kept coming up. And there's somebody has made a really cool shooting system. But it's just for 2 players. I'll have to look that up. Mobile Suit Skirmish. It's like 40k-ish, but uses... Okay, that's exactly the kind of system we were looking for. So I'll have to look that up for sure. Mobile Suit Skirmish. Because this is what we're talking about, was you could drop high grades in and use them like 40k models. Although some of them you got to be careful because they'll just fall apart. I'm one of those weird people in that I like building high grades more. Mostly because they're cheaper. I can get more of them, which means I can get more different ones. Like this Leo was so much cheaper than what a master grade would be. And so for the price of a master grade I want, I could get multiple high grades that I want, you know. But eventually I'll have all the high grades I want, and then that's when things take a turn. Not that master grades are that expensive, it's just, you know, the price difference is there. 1/5 at MG for only 1/3 the price? Yeah, that's right. That's true. But I got this Leo and the Wing Zero. And what else did I get for that price? The high-grade Vidar. I got all 3 of those for the price that one master grade was at my local hobby place. And that could be just the local shop selling the master grade for more. I know there's many websites you can use. But like I said, it's not perfect, but it's just enough that I normally go high grade. Though I do have a real grade and I have a couple master grades in the house. Does not white sync up right, and that bothers me. Yeah, no, I'm sure. Like I said, it could just be my local place selling the master grades for a little bit higher to try and incentivize people doing just like I did, you know, and buying the high grades instead. But I normally only get master grades of suits I really like. And then I only get real grades of suits that I love. Because I'm not going to mess around with a real grade for something that's not a suit I love. It's a stocking issue. That's probably true as well, yeah. Got a lot more high grades, so try to get rid of them. Some cheaper. Move him a little closer so you can see what we got so far. Right now, yeah. That sounds like Bandai. That sounds like Bandai. But I actually really like high grades personally. I understand why some people don't, but part of what helps that for me is that you can get high grades of suits that don't have master grades, even though they probably should, and don't have real grades, you know? NGs, yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. What I really need, and this is like if I was making the good YouTube money, is I would open up my own Gunpla shop. And then probably go out of business because it's too expensive. But that's the dream, right? That's the dream. Just open up my own hobby shop and I can sell 40K and Gunpla out of there and then go bankrupt because it's so expensive to stock all that stuff. That's very true. You have two? I understand. That is a very good point. NGs do kind of let you do what you want. And if I was going to do kit bashing, that's what I would do. There's a guy I follow on Twitter that kit bashes super robots out of model kits. He doesn't want the SD supers that you get in some of the Chogokin lines. He wanted like a full-on plastic non-metal kit for some of the super robots. And so like he's kit bashed his own Galgai Gar using parts from like the Trion 3 and a couple other suits. And I think he's using NGs for that. I think. I don't know that for sure, but just because, again, it's so much easier to customize with. Maybe one day we'll get that build game that scans our models, and then I'll get real heavy into kit bashing. That is an unfortunate line there. Because I'm not going to be able to get that up without trashing this piece, I'm afraid. We have it? I'm talking like full Build Diver style. You scan it in, then you get to use it in the game. At home, not in arcades, you know? And not on mobile. Yeah. Yeah, I want it at home, though. I agree with you. But I want it at home. I don't want it to be just in arcades. Because unfortunately, where I live, arcades don't exist anymore. And if they did, they wouldn't have that. I wish they did, though. Man, this is a bad place to put a mold line. A Haro? Okay. But just for the age kits, right? Though I assume you could tear the chips out. Or just use the age body. These mold lines are rough. Why did they design it like this? Oh, this is going to look terrible. Trying to clean up that mold line. No other part on the model has gauging Haro. Okay. No other part on the model has mold lines quite like that. Yeah, I scored a groove in there. Man. That's on the shoulders, too. That's going to be really visible. That one come off easy. Man. Oh, well. It is what it is now. I don't like it. But it is what it is. aggravated now with those mold lines. I'm starting to make some more mistakes. And still get new unboxed ones? Really? Well, there you go then. I just wish we could have the full... Much as I may not have, like, super enjoyed Build Divers, I think that idea is really cool. The idea of, like, hey, here's my suit. I can go play with anybody. And then MMO, I can go play by myself if I want. Alright, we'll put that one there. And this one here. I don't think Build Divers, like, really can be done, but will be pricey. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think Build Divers really, like, got to the core of how cool that idea is either, because it was also trying to be a show. But when you have stuff like Tiger Wolf using a weird variation, like, that's a cool idea. I want to see more of the custom suits, less of like the, you know, hey, you as a diver have to get better at this to be able to, like, no, I want to see cool suits, man. Like the Scope Dog Shireko suit. I can't remember the name of it right now. Save my life. I'm not a real Gundam fan, I guess. Got to turn my card in. The Scope Dog variant that's used by the ferret guy. Why can't I remember any of this right now? Normally I can just rattle these things off. Like, that's cool. More of that, you know? RFID sticker on a section so it would know it's a straight arm. Yeah, that's true. That'd be a cool way to do it. But I imagine it would get expensive quick. The Grimoire, that's what it's called. Why couldn't I remember that? Alright, we also need another one of those, and I should have got the other A parts too, but I was not paying attention, like I should have been. Oh, it's ad time? I don't think it's quite ad time yet, Nightbot, but okay. If you say so. I'm seeing that we're not getting another ad for 27 minutes, Nightbot, but, I mean, you do you, buddy. Who am I to question you? Paper card with strips with less of a scan build. That's true. It would be definitely cheaper. Oh, man. Some of these mold lines give me trouble. I had somebody ask me once, well, why do you use your hobby knife to get them then instead of using your nippers or instead of using sandpaper? Well, when I use sandpaper, I also get a bunch of the paint off. So I normally use, and you could use a mold line remover. I find mold line removers often score it deeper for me, but, you know, normally I'm on point and not making so many mistakes either, and then it's fine. Ever watched Build Divers? Build Divers is okay. I don't think it's, like, great. Got some cool ideas. Some very cool suits. But I don't find it to be, like, a super well-written show. I haven't watched Re-Rise yet. I'm going back through Build Divers to watch Re-Rise. Siren Glass File? Okay. I'll have to look into that. That is not closing. Wonderful. Something's not aligned right. Did I leave it? $8 each, and our 10K and 12K grit. Okay, I'll check that then. Yeah, I haven't watched Re-Rise either. Re-Rise is okay. I find Re-Rise doesn't really fix a lot of my issues with Build Divers. There we go. All right, now why are you not lining up? Don't understand why it's not lining up. Followed the instructions and put them on the side it said to put them on, but I'll try reversing it, even though that's not the way it told me to do it. Nope, same problem. It says long side, short side. Should go just like so. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, well, when it says long side, short side, even though it shows the long side pointing towards this piece, what it actually means is don't have the long side pointed to either piece. Nice. Very clear instructions. Thanks. Appreciate it. Nope, didn't quite get it. Won't say enrage you back. Look, there is something really special about OG Build Fighters that just is not matched by any of the sequels, in my opinion. Try has some very cool moments, and it has the GM Cardigan, so I will never be able to hate Try, because the GM Cardigan is one of my favorite mobile suits of all time. But it also just, you know, unfortunately doesn't have some of that same spark that the first one had. Alright. Okay, we got that part done now. So far, this has been an alright build. There's been some stuff that I really like, and there's been a couple little things that are just, like, not super cool, but are expected on grunt suits normally. I still think the best, most fun suit that we've had is the Burning. There's no question in my mind so far on the show. The Unicorn was okay. I liked building the high-grade Unicorn. The Heavy Arms was absolutely terrible. But it was the old Heavy Arms, for what it's worth. Are they mobile suits, though? Virtual mobile suits based on model kits? So, I've seen that argument a lot, right? And I get where that argument comes from. But they're still being built as model kits just the same way we build them. And so for me, there's no difference, right? For me, this is a mobile suit, even though it's a representation of a mobile suit. Because if somebody asked me, hey, what is that? I would say it's a mobile suit. I wouldn't say, well, it's a model kit that's supposed to look like a mobile suit. Because I would feel like that is understood, you know? But that's just my personal opinion. Everybody's allowed to believe how they want to believe on it. You also don't think SDs are good? Again, that is a personal preference thing. Everybody's allowed to feel how they want to feel on that. I think they are their own special thing, which is SD Gundams. But I have no preference either way for whether they are or aren't Gundams. I just don't find them as fun to build personally. There can be some fun ones. We built, where's that guy? We built the Zhao Dun Sengokuden SD, and that is one of the worst builds that I've ever had the unfortunate pleasure of doing in my life. I absolutely hated the build. But I still don't think it's quite as bad as the high-grade Heavy Arms from right around the time that Endless Waltz came out that has blue Gatlings, even though the Gatlings aren't blue. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's one of them. Ida. Yeah, that's... I understand that mindset. I do. And I don't necessarily disagree. Fumina does use an SD in Build Fighters Try, but again, you've already said by your definition those aren't Gundams anyway. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other for me. personally. All right. So we have piece goes like that. And there we go. That's an arm. Well, it's part of an arm. It's not a full arm yet, but it's part of an arm. There we go. You love SD kits? Yeah. There are some that are really fun. Unfortunately, all the ones we've built on this channel so far are absolutely terrible. But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get some good ones at some point. They never seem to win the votes, though. They never seem to win the votes. And we'll do a vote at the end of this stream, too, because I'm curious what people would like to see more. I have the ones that I'd like to build more, but we're going to get to all of them eventually anyway, so I'm not super concerned about it. As long as I live long enough, I guess. It's a weird thought that just entered my mind. Great cart filler to hit free shipping. That's very true. A little more fancy. Yeah. I have an SD Lubu from Sangokuden that comes with an SD bike that's supposed to be red hair. And I think that would be fun. Yeah. Thanks for that oof there. I don't know where that thought came from, but it snuck its way in. Again, the wife watches these, so she's probably not going to be too happy with me when she gets to that part, but, you know. Whoops. Whoopsie. That's the next one I need to add in is Ryan George's whoops, whoopsie. Okay. We'll put the regular hands together, even though they're not going to be the hands that we use. Thank you, Will. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have the Lubu Sananjun red hair kit? Nice. I thought that was a new, like, sound alert. And I didn't remember adding that when I was confused. It's the start of Rules of Nature. That's right. So, my biggest problem with this kit so far is all the spots that I know aren't right because the mold lines are torn up. But for the most part, it's a decent kit so far, right? Like, we'll finish the head, and we'll start working on the weapons. While we're working on the weapons, I might go ahead and do the poll so that people have time to vote. We're doing pretty good on time. But it doesn't look too bad from a distance. That's a Leo, right? 00 on Blue Box. I have seen that kit. I don't own that kit, but I have seen that kit. And from a distance, you know, it's a Leo. Also, this camera, like, washes out all the colors. So this Leo looks way more green than it actually is when you see it. It's a very different color green. Eventually, I will replace this camera with a better one. But cameras are expensive, so that's money I can spend on models. Also, one thing that definitely stood out to me is that we didn't get any stickers with this one. Even the grunt suits normally have like 1 or 2 stickers, or like a small sheet of stickers, and that kind of surprises me. But I can't really think of any symbols that are on the Leos. They're pretty like flat, so it makes sense. Go full ham and turn that Leo into a Flugel. That would be pretty cool. I need to get some more Tall Geese kits. I had the first run Tall Geese kit that we got that came out over here, and I loved it. But it came unpainted in any way, shape, form, and because you were expected to paint, and I was a child So I did not paint it. And so it has been used in a lot of my setups to look damaged because it's very old. We're going to be very careful with these parts. But I do need to get some more Tall Geese kits. At some point I'll do like a... When I have them already pulled down and everything, probably for when I start trying to redo the office, I'll pull down all the boxes and we'll do like a, hey, here's all the setups, you know? I get that. I get it. But I was born in 90. So for me, that was only 5 years after I was born. I understand. And Rundgren, were he here, would probably be saying the exact same thing. But... Alright, so we have C7. We have A1. Put C7 into A1. Put it in right. That just fell out. That's right. Yep. It just shows that it slides up in there. It doesn't show how. So I'm going to do it like that. That looks good. Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think Gunpla is one of those things that transcends age. A lot of things do, but Gunpla is definitely one of them. Like, it doesn't matter how old anybody is. If they love Gunpla, we can get along. I don't remember what year Rundgren was born in, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't say it on air because I don't know if he has. But and I would never say this to him. So chat, don't go ratting on this too. That is my co-host for most of the shows on this channel. I have not, I don't think, ever had a friend quite as good to me as he has been. Victory, and perfectly timed as we get the head on. Okay. So, you may say, well, Trey, why not say it to him? If he's been such a good friend to you, say it to him. It would just be awkward, you know? There's a certain point you get to with friends where it's like, I don't have to tell you how much you mean to me. I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to say it in those words. I'm going to say it instead by how much fun I have, and I'm going to say it with a little thing I get you here or there. But when I say it in words, it just makes things awkward. But maybe that's just me. If I'm wrong on that, tell me. I'm not afraid to be told I'm wrong. Yeah, exactly. I'm right there. I'm right there with you. If it's not evident that I consider us great friends with how I joke with him, then I don't know what could show it, you know? Okay. Not a lot of weapons to put together here. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that's like, hey, tell your loved ones you love them. But there are also some things you don't have to say. There are some things that are just understood. Let's make sure we get this right. Nope, 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 nope. Come on. I got the other one in already. I just got to get you in there, and then we can finish closing it up. Oh, okay. We'll open it back up again. That Shadow of the Lowlands that started playing. There we go. I got that backwards. That is on backwards. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I put that on backwards. Because it's going to slot in right there. And the handle's supposed to fold over the top. Let's get that back apart. Like this. Trans Am. Restream, you are struggling tonight, man. What is going on with you? You're supposed to say that at the start of the stream and then never again. There we go. Okay, now we clean up the can. I really do like the Leo's aesthetic. I wish there was... I can wait to talk about this, I guess, till after we get the suit done. But I wish there was more to break up the coloration, I guess. But I do think it's a good-looking suit. Do think it's good. Alright, now we just need other hand. And then we gotta put together a shield on the beam sabers. I say the other hand, we don't. These hands are literally the hands we're using. I didn't clean them up. Ow, that hurt. I didn't clean them up because I wasn't planning on using these hands. But I guess we're using them now. Does this with Rundgren too? Well, Restream is just really having a hard time then, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna put the gun in this hand. The dough gun, as it were. And then we're gonna take this hand. Some MSG hands later. Yeah. And we're gonna put it there. Attach that back. So that he's got gun. And the head can't swivel at all. Unlike in the show where they can. So, unfortunately, he's holding his gun, but he can't turn to look the way he's holding it. Which is not ideal. Oh boy. Yeah, he's not going to be one for posing. That much I can tell. Well, let's get the shield put on there at least. And then we'll fire up the review mode. Talk about this thing. And I'll do the vote while I'm reviewing it. Put the vote up there. And he fell over. Okay. Get back up there, buddy. All right. Piece slots in right there. Good from that side. Okay. Then the beam sabers and the handle. I think we're completely done with... No, we're not done with C yet. We just gotta get the beam sabers out of C and then we're done with them. That's a very good point. Disc at the end of the barrel is for targeting. It doesn't look as satisfying to me, but that is a good point. Then A10, and that should be the last of our A parts as well. Right. Then we can take the shoulder pad off, or just take the shoulder off. Take the whole arm off. Why not? Put this one on instead. That is hard to do while it's attached to the rest of that arm. Go. And that can be gripped with a handle as well. Or it can just slop back. That's cool. That's very true. That's a very good point. Alright, well that's nifty. I don't think we're going to leave the shield on there, though I like the shield. I might use the shield for a different suit later. We will put the regular shoulder pad back on there. Come on. There we go. Alright. And I think that's everything that needs to get built. We do need the beam sabers in the bottom of this real quick, though. Alright. Okay. So let's spin this sucker around. And we're going to move to this view, which is not ideal. Because I don't have the chat up yet, because I forgot we were going to be finishing this thing today. So we're going to move back to this view, because I didn't have the chat ready. That's on me. Okay, let me do the vote real quick, and then we'll review it while the vote's going on. I apologize for the delay. Poll. Let's go with... There's a lot of suits to choose from, chat. Give you 5 choices. All right, and we'll do 3 minutes while I'm reviewing the thing. Poll is up if you're watching from the YouTube side and you want to be able to vote in the poll, and you can't physically vote in the poll because it's on the Twitch side. The options are the Denial Gundam, the Wing Gundam Zero, the GM Cardigan, the Vidar, and the Ashtaroth. And you can put them in the chat on the YouTube side, and I will count them, of course. All right, so let's review this thing while the vote's going on. So, the Leo. All in all, it was kind of a painless build for the most part. A couple small pieces that still don't know where they are, but I'll find them later, I'm sure. I don't love the way the joints work on the hips, going to the legs. I definitely don't love the way the bottom feet work. But all told, I think it looks like a Leo. That's already better than some of the kits we built here on the channel. I think that it functions well as a Leo. It has multiple different options for builds when it comes to like the shield, because as was mentioned in the chat earlier, it's the prototype of the prototype. I guess you could say it is a mass production variant of what the bone of the Tallgeese are. So it does still have the shield that the Tallgeese has, which is nice. All told, I think it could have used a little bit more color to break it up, but the kit itself doesn't really have that much color to break it up. I think maybe if these studs down here had been gray and there'd been something here on the knees, I think that would have helped. But all told, I don't think it's necessarily a bad build, especially for a grunt suit, but there are definitely grunt suits that are better builds. I don't think you'd go wrong by picking up a high-grade Leo, but I don't necessarily think that it'd be the first one I'd jump to grab off the shelf either. Even though when I saw it, I had to get it because I really like grunt suits, and anytime I can get a grunt suit, I'm gonna. I was excited to get the Leo. I think it's gonna look nice on a shelf from a distance, but up close, some of the mold lines made it a little bit more of a pain to clear off. And could I have done better clearing them off? Sure, but I think that they caught by surprise in a way that they probably shouldn't at this point when I've built so many models. I don't know. All told, I think this is a fun build. We don't do numbered reviews here, but if I was to try and say, like, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's still worth it. It's still a Leo, right? It's still fun. It's definitely no Zaku, as it's just been pointed out. But I don't think that one of the grunt suits I'm going to say you should get first. I think maybe a Gian or a Goof, or if you want to look into some of the other series, I think that maybe a Zaku Phantom or something like that might be a little bit more fun of a build. But all told, I like the Leo. I think it's fun. You should check it out. And yeah. All right, what are we looking at on this vote? Oh, it's a tie between the Vidar and the Astaroth. Okay. Well, since we have a tie on two different IBO suits, I will put the poll on Twitter and ask Twitter what they think. And if we don't get an answer there, or if it ties again there, then I will ask the wife which one of the two she wants me to build more, and we'll build that one first. Again, thanks everybody for coming out to watch. It's always fun, always a blast. We didn't quite build it in 30 minutes like Dark said that we would, but I also, am not the best builder, but I have a good time, and I hope you had a good time too. Thanks everybody coming to hang out. Thanks again for the follow. Lord Bob the Builder, had a lot of fun having you here in the chat with us as well. We'll be back Monday for MO Mondays, where we're going to keep working on some Lotro. We shall see indeed. We'll be back Tuesday with the regular Tuesday podcast. Got some fun news already about air conditioner controllers that are going to be official from a certain game company that might be really fun to talk about. Then Wednesday, we're going to play whatever gets voted on Tuesday night. Thursday, we'll talk about the Gundam system that he's wanting to make a little bit more. And then next Friday, we're going to paint Eldari Corsairs for my Corsairs kill team. So, again, thanks everybody coming out. Had a blast. Appreciate you. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Leo has to offer. Bye, everybody.